This presentation briefly summarizes the City of Minneapolis's Affordable Housing Trust Fund program, which provides capital funding to create and preserve affordable rental housing units for low-income renters in Minneapolis. The Affordable Housing Trust Fund program is the city's largest gap financing program that assists in financing the production and preservation of affordable and mixed-income rental housing projects. Projects must meet the minimum threshold of having 10 or more units, with at least 20% of the units affordable to households at or below 50% of the area median income, also known as AMI. The funds are structured as a deferred loan, typically at 0 to 1% interest, and the projects are required to be affordable for a minimum of 30 years. Award amounts are based on the number of units at or below 50% AMI. The trust fund is very competitive and is oversubscribed each year. For more information about the program, see the Program Policies and Procedures document, which can be found on the city's website. The funding from this program is used on capital improvements for rehabilitation preservation projects as well as new construction projects. These funds can be used for acquisition costs and construction costs as defined in the program document. The city's trust fund budget is comprised of three sources: Federal Community Development Block Grant Funds, also known as CDBG, Federal Home Investment Partnership Funds, and local city funds. The amount and allocation of the budget is determined during the city's annual budget review process. The program is designed to comply with all city, state, and federal funding requirements, and projects are underwritten to ensure this. The application process, known as a Notice of Funding Availability, or NOFA, is extensive. Many application items require time to prepare ahead of the application deadline. For example, rehabilitation projects are required to submit a physical needs assessment, and that timing should be factored into preparing an application. This slide includes many of the requirements needed to submit an application. For more detailed information about the application requirements, see the Notice of Funding Availability, also known as the NOFA document, which can be found on the city's website. The Trust Fund NOFA contains the criteria established to assist staff in reviewing, evaluating, and scoring applications. All applications are underwritten, scored, and ranked according to the selection criteria, which are approved by the City Council. It's important to note that scoring is only one component of the evaluation for award recommendations. Lower ranking applications may be recommended for funding over higher ranking applications based on project readiness, prior awards, and other committed funding or other criteria as detailed in the NOFA. As was just mentioned, scoring is one of the factors used in assessing whether to recommend a project for an award. It indicates the degree to which a project meets the goals the City Council has prioritized. These criteria are described in depth in the Trust Fund NOFA. The City works to achieve as many goals and priorities as possible for affordable rental housing projects. The process and timing for the Affordable Housing Trust Fund occurs once annually. The NOFA is issued each year in early June, with applications due mid to late July. Staff works to underwrite, score, and evaluate applications into October, with award recommendations presented to Council Committee in November. There are typically numerous funding sources that comprise the total development cost of a project. Developers often need to apply for funding from several public funding partners, including Minnesota Housing, Hennepin County, the Metropolitan Council, and others. Given the competitiveness of the trust fund program, It is not unusual for projects to apply multiple times to secure funding. It is also not unusual for projects to take 2 to 3 years to assemble all of their needed funding sources. The next 3 slides are an example of a project that was awarded trust funds in 2023. One Stop African Market will develop the Loma. This project received an Affordable Housing Trust Fund award of $2,260,000. This project will consist of 62 units in total, all affordable to households at or below 50% AMI, with 15 units set aside for homelessness. The Loma is a low-income senior housing mixed-use project with a culturally specific design that includes a number of larger 3-bedroom units in order to house multi-generational households. The first floor commercial space will be anchored by a Liberian restaurant with additional commercial space expected to serve BIPOC business owners. Touchstone Mental Health will provide supportive services for the homeless units. There are 17 sources identified to achieve the total development cost for this project of just over $23 million. This project is in the beginning stages of the closing and due diligence process and is proposed to close in 2024. Lastly, this slide shows the city's website link and contact information to learn more about the Affordable Housing Trust Fund program. City staff meet regularly with prospective applicants to review proposals and provide technical assistance. Developers are encouraged to meet with staff to discuss their proposed project prior to application. Please feel free to reach out with any additional questions. The program's contact information is located on this slide as well as the city's website. Thank you.